Facebook world, and welcome to episode 1 of The Purposeful Warrior. And in episode 1, we're going to be coming live every week here at 11 o'clock on Wake Up Wednesday. And Wake Up Wednesday is all about shaking up your thinking. So if you're popping on live with me, please say hi in the comment box. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to see what's happening. Let me know, interact, send me some love hearts, all those sorts of things. And if not, then that's great. I hope you enjoy the replay. And I'd still love to know your comments and feedback in the box below, and I can interact with you there. So the Purposeful Warrior, episode 1. What is your number one thing to start your day? I'd love to know what it is for you. So if you're watching the replay or you're live with me now, feel free, pop it in the comment box and let me know what's the one thing that you do that sets you up for your day, that sets you up for success. I've recently discovered my one thing to start my day, and I'm really excited to share it with you, in the hope that it shakes up your thinking, which is the purpose of our Wake Up Wednesday. So that thing for me is actually sleep. I can hear what coming down at me through the vibes of the internet here. I can hear you say to yourself, what is she talking about? Sleep? Sleep being the number one thing to start the day? What's all that about? Hey Mike, yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing. Cold shower and celery juice. Absolutely. Empowers you for the day. That's the number one thing that you do to set yourself up. So what I've been researching and reading recently for myself is sleep. And let me explain my thinking here, because some people might think, well, hang on a minute, that's the thing that we do at the end of the day. What's going on? What's this chick talking about? And it's been really working for me in terms of increasing my energy levels and my productivity throughout the day. Because really, when does the day begin? That's the question. When does your day begin? Most people would say it's in the morning when they wake up. And this is how they perhaps, have been conditioned by society or their upbringing, that sort of thing. You get up, you brush your teeth, it's a routine, you have breakfast, all of these things. And they're all routines of, your morning and getting things going, whatever your morning happens to be. Some people work shifts, different types of things. But what I've discovered is that the day doesn't have to begin in the morning. And it actually doesn't begin in the morning. It begins the night before. It actually begins when you go to bed. That's strange, isn't it? What do you think? Have you got any comments? Please pop them in the box below if this is something that's interesting for you. And please say hi so I know that you're there. I can see a couple more people watching. I'm not sure who they are right now, but I can check that later. So as I said, I've discovered that the day, or my day particularly, and this is what I want to share with you, does not begin in the morning. It begins the night before. It begins when I go to bed. Because if I don't get the right kind of sleep, the sleep that I need, I know that my next day is not going to be productive. I'm tired, I'm lethargic, I don't have energy. I'm not setting myself up for the best performance, if you like, during the day, to be as productive as and efficient as I can with my time and to get things done. And I'd encourage you to, perhaps do a little bit of research around this if you would like to. That was something I'd encourage. I'm just sharing here what's really worked for me. Because you need sleep that's referred to as slow wave sleep. Hey Wendy, thanks for joining. Wow, all the way from Coombe, WA. That's not WA, New South Wales, absolutely. It's lovely to see you here. So the sleep that we need is actually referred to as slow wave sleep. That's interesting, isn't it? Because this slow wave sleep actually produces growth hormone. And no, that doesn't mean that you're going to get up in the morning 2 inches bigger, whatever that means for you. It's actually just the way that we repair and restore our inner body during the night. So the growth hormone stimulates growth and repair of our tissues. And it's really a great way to prevent illness and to give us a supply of. Now let me see if I can get this right. It's called something called a protein called interleukin A. Now I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nutritionalist. It's just something I've been reading about. And if we want to set ourselves up to repair and to heal ourselves within, within our tissues, because we all know that our issues are within our tissues, right? Have you heard that expression before? Let's wait for some comments to come through on that. That's right, because all our tissues hold our issues. So if we can repair those tissues and let them release all of the things that are being stuck in there, then part of doing that is with the release of the growth hormone, which we get in the slow wave sleep cycle. And another way to prevent illness or to do this, to have this supply for the growth hormone, is from the protein interleukin A. And we need this protein to promote healthy repair of muscle and tissue, so we can maintain our healthy, robust sort of immune system. Hey Prue Marie, hi Sharon, please thank you for joining. Wonderful to see you here. Hi Sharon, you're from Perth, awesome. We've got people coming in from all over, that's fantastic. Hey Sarah, lovely to see you here. So there's actually a very easy way to produce more interleukin 1, and that's really by exercising, surprisingly enough, exercising. So I'm building consistency for myself right now, around 30 minutes every day of continuous movement. And it's actually better if we do the exercise first thing in the morning. Some research has shown us that exercise has 2 benefits. One, it will also help you get motivated, and it switches on the mind, so our psychology, and actually it helps us to be more productive and effective during our day. Also, by doing our exercise in the morning, it sets our body into a physiological sequence throughout the day to maintain our energy and to smooth out those peaks and troughs that we have. And it means that when we get more to the end of the day, towards the end of the day for us, when we're going back into that restorative sleep cycle, our body starts to slow down and unwind naturally. So it does actually help our sleep by exercising early in the day. So if you're a night owl perhaps, and you're exercising in the evening, then this could be one thing that's happening. You're exercising and you are stimulating your mind and also your body. So if you do this exercise, then you might be very productive at night. You can't go to sleep, you work all night, then you have poor quality sleep because you're up early in the morning and you haven't had the time to rest in that slow wave cycle. Absolutely, Prue. Exercise, you're loving it. Best way to start the day. That's fantastic. Great to hear. I know you have a beautiful rhythm there that you're getting into with your exercise routines. It's fantastic. So the quality and type of sleep you're going to obtain really are going to have a profound impact on the amount of energy you have in the next 12-hour period and beyond. So this is why, for me, the number one thing that starts my day is going to bed. It's my sleep cycle. And I've been trying that, out now for the last 2 or 3 months. And it's amazing how much different I am. You may have noticed I haven't been around on social media for quite some time. I've been going through some issues and health things. And it's really helping me to ground. And that's why I'm so passionate about wanting to share this today. Because the top causes of fatigue, what do you think they are? What do you think would be the top causes of fatigue in the day which impacts our performance? It's things like perhaps too much work and not enough recreation, iron deficiency, sleep apnea, depression, emotional loss, thyroid problems, illnesses, snoring partners. So these are the top causes of fatigue, and we know that the impact on fatigue is that it just impairs our productivity. So there's serious problems in that. I guess, yes, poor eating as well. Absolutely, poor eating can also cause that. It actually impacts our sleep when we don't eat the right foods at the right time during the day. There's a lot of research to support that as well. There's also a serious problem in that most people's, I'm not sure I'll say this right, circadian rhythms run faster than society's clocks. So this is really interesting that I found that many internal biological clocks run on a 24-hour circle, but we only have 24 hours in a day, right? So how does that work? How are we going to fix that? And there are many things that you can do to reset your internal clock, and having quality sleep and resetting that cycle is one of them. Exposing yourself to sunlight is one of the best things as well to reset the clock, because that is really the body's there. Sorry, told me it was paused for some reason. I think I'm back. That's all good. So resetting your internal clock is to expose yourself to sunlight. So that's why if you wake up first thing in the morning and you look through the window, there's some natural sunlight coming in, or you walk outside and you watch the sunrise, that is basically one of the main triggers for doing that, for resetting. So light signals to the brain that it's time to wake up, so make the most of the body's biological clock. It starts that rhythm. So some better tips for sleeping. Exercise we touched on before, and it's, you know, why it's better that what I've been reading about is and understanding is it's better to do it earlier in the day, so it stimulates our mind and also creates a motion for the physiological events in our body. So we are more productive, but we naturally start to wind down towards the end of the day naturally, without the, you know, needing sleeping tablets, all of these sorts of things that a lot of people use. Another thing, get out of bed if you haven't fallen asleep within 20 minutes. Because otherwise we're lying there and we are only protracting the problem even more. So get up, do something boring, and you'll soon start falling into the sleep cycle. Some ways we can do it is also relax, you know, using some progressive relaxation exercises, some meditation, often even just counting sheep even, you know, things you used to do when you were a kid. My mum used to say to me, go to bed and count sheep. I never really understood why, but after having studied quite a lot of psychology and the way our mind works now, what I understand is that it actually shuts off, blocks stimuli from our brain, because we're focusing on just that one thing, that counting the sheep. 1, 2, 3. They're all jumping over the little picket fence, is how I say it. Another way is to avoid caffeine. You know, I think the recommended thing is 6 hours before you're sleeping, whatever your sleep cycle is for yourself. And also worrying. Worrying can play a big part in why people don't sleep. And I believe worrying is part of life. I don't say that we can't, you know, we shouldn't worry, it doesn't happen, because we all have things that we worry about. So what I do for myself is I have a worry time. So I set myself up with a worry time. It's a normal function of everyday life, but I don't want it to be in the bedroom. I don't want it to be in my favourite chair, places where I want to sit and relax and read. So instead, I set myself up with a space and a time that I go and do my worrying. And then I know it's no longer in my head. I know that each day, things I need to think about or to consider or that are on my mind, then I can do that. Yes, Mikey, it's a part of life. It's no matter how we try to stop worrying and not doing it, because we know it's the what if, it doesn't serve us, but it's very, very hard to shut that down. So if you set yourself up 20 minutes a day or 20 minutes a week or an hour a week, whatever it works for you, a routine, then do your worrying then. And in a place that's away from the bedroom, because that's just for rest and restoration, fun, you know, sleeping, relaxing, sex, all those sorts of things, whatever you want to do in your bedroom. And also not in your favourite chair. You know, if you want to have your chair to relax or to read, don't do the worrying there. So I have just a spot that I go and stand on the balcony or in the garden. And I just stand there and observe, and I can just be and, you know, let my mind contemplate the things that I'm worrying around. Another little trick as well is, if you do have a clock or your phone in the bedroom, turn the clock around. Because the one of the worst things is if the clock is visible and you wake up in the night and you see it, you automatically stimulate your mind into how late it is, or the fact that you're not asleep, and that stimulates the mind, so it's harder to get back to sleep in those cycles. And then one of the big things is actually cooling down. So a subtle drop in body temperature enables you to really fall asleep quickly. So we can actually fool our body into activating this process, which is pretty cool. And it's probably what a lot of us do naturally, but we don't understand how the process actually works. So if we have a hot shower or a bath or a sauna, perhaps, perhaps 30 minutes to an hour before you're going to bed. Again, you need to play around with the timing because everybody's body clock and system is different. For me, I find 45 minutes. If I have a sauna, then I know that, within that 45 minutes, I'll have a beautiful sleep. Because the brain is fooled into thinking that you're in danger of dying from hypothermia, when you get overheating. So consequently, it activates the process to lower your body temperature sufficiently to compensate for the extra heat that you're absorbing through the massive organ that we have called the skin. And also it will make, like wearing in the sauna, we sweat a lot and everything like that, and we can sometimes feel dizzy or nauseated, which is when we're going into that hypothermia state. So our body automatically switches on the cool down button. But when we when we leave the source of heat, so when I come out of the sauna, the process still continues to work, and my body temperature is lowering and lowering. For that's the period of time that you need to work out for when you get out of the shower or the bath or the sauna and into bed. Because when it drops below normal, this is how you're cooling down, and this is a beautiful place then to just fall into that relaxing restorative sleep cycle. So the best thing that what I want to do is really establish a sleep pattern, one that works for you, and stay with it. It's one of the easiest things to condition within the human, is to train your body to get used to falling to asleep at a certain time and make it happen. I'm not going to make this live too long, but there are different cycles of sleep. Our sleep happens in 60 to 90 minute cycles, and the first 3 cycles are the REM cycles. So the REM 1, REM 2, REM 3. They're all the different waves of sleep. And then the last cycle that we go into, is the REM sleep. That's the last cycle. The first cycles are the alpha, beta, and gamma waves, and it's those that give us the restoration. So it's whatever works for you. I want to encourage you all to make sure you begin the day in the right way for you. And for me, I found that my day begins when I go to bed. So the purpose is to try something different, try something new, try something that is going to energize you, to give you more energy and focus, to bring more purpose to your day, so you can live your life of purpose. And this really has helped me walk my pathway to purpose, and really, given me the tools, or one of the tools that I use now, this beautiful one thing to start my day. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I trust you've enjoyed episode 1, Wake Up Wednesday. So we'll be live every week, 11 o'clock Western Standard Time in Australia, on a Wednesday morning, going through different topics and all things about bringing purpose to life, and hacks and tricks and ways we can do that. So I'll say it's goodbye from me. So till next time, remember to be your own best friend, to do whatever it takes. Bye.